All right, this is going to be my Galaxy Tab S6 real review. To go into a little about how I got this tablet, I didn't really care much about tablets, but I started to like having one around the house. I already have a laptop, a Chromebook, or I have a Chromebook, but I call that a laptop. Same difference. A Chromebook as a laptop, and a desktop, and a big phone. So I didn't really need a tablet, and I didn't have one for years. But then I think I picked up an iPad because it was on sale for so cheap for like $249, and I started liking it. And I also found a good use for it, which was I'll sit here and surf the web a lot of times, and I like to have like a football game going on in the background. And I also found the Yahoo Sports app, which is awesome because it gives you all the NFL games free. So I could run a Yahoo Sports app and watch like Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football, whatever it may be, on my tablet, while I also surf the web on my desktop. Maybe there'd be easier ways to do this, but this really worked well for me. I loved it, having the separate screens and, like maybe you could run the game in a window, but Yahoo Sports doesn't run on like Windows, I believe. It only runs on tablet and phones and so on. And this worked perfect because, like I said, it's free. Yahoo Sports is free. All the NFL games are free and streamed there. It's amazingly great. So I decided I kind of did like having a tablet around. And originally I had an iPad, which I like. And I don't like Apple at all, but it's a good tablet. What they're offering for $249 with the power is really great. But then Best Buy, I frequent this forum with a lot of deals, slick deals, and they had the Galaxy Tab S4, which is like the precursor to this tablet, for $155 open box, which is the tablet's still going for like $400, so it was a fantastic deal. I grabbed it, and I really liked it, and I really was impressed with the OLED screen, the 16:9 aspect ratio, the speakers, which are like quad firing Dolby Atmos, I think, speakers. The OLED screen is amazing. Don't let anybody tell you that like the iPad can even compete with this OLED screen, because it ain't even close. The screen is amazing. It's so lush, so beautiful. It's an OLED. Now, there was one little issue though with this S4 being an open box. It had a little scratch right in the middle of the screen. And it took me like 2 weeks before I even saw it. But once I saw it, I got all OCD about it, and I didn't like it. And I didn't want the tablet anymore. It's really stupid because, my brother just laughed. Like, you couldn't even really, like I said, it took me like 2 weeks to even see it or to even notice it. But it was right in the center of the screen, I guess, to be fair. This was from like whatever customer had returned it or whatever, so that I was able to get it open box. So, for that little tiny scratch, which wasn't a big deal, but I'm just OCD about such things, I guess. Even though, to make this even more ridiculous, like if I'd have put the scratch there, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. But because somebody else did, somehow I had a problem with it. But anyways, I didn't like the scratch, so I was thinking all the time, how can I like turn this? So I traded in. Samsung gives you a good, generous trade-in program. I traded in for S5e, which is similar to the S4, but it's a little less powerful. The GPU is significantly less powerful in the S5e. The screen's like the same. It's got the same beautiful OLED. But the CPU is like 10-15% maybe less powerful. It's got a Snapdragon 670 versus the Snapdragon 835 in the Tab S4. I don't care about the GPU because I don't game, so the CPU was all that really mattered to me for web surfing. And I was only giving up like 10-15% probably in power. So I was happy with the S5e at first. It has the same nice screen, same nice speakers, and it was new. I bought it brand new from Samsung. I traded in the S4, and I had to pay like $100. Like I think they gave me $250 for the S4 trade-in, which is more than I paid for it, obviously. And then the S5e at that time was on sale for like $349 from the Samsung website. So the net cost to me was like $100 to go to the S5e. It was a little less powerful, but it didn't have the scratch, and I was willing to make that trade. And it was brand new and all that, which the S4 was effectively brand new, just had that little scratch in the middle. But I didn't like the S5e. I noticed that it doesn't have the most powerful chipset in the world. And over time, I noticed that, it just felt a little slow, a little pokey. And more to the point, I was worried like how it would hold up like in a few years or a couple years even. Like one thing about my electronics now, is I really don't like to compromise on kind of having a weak chipset, because if they're like kind of flaky now, it's just going to get worse. And I like my devices to be to the point where like I can just forget about them. I know they'll still work good in 2 years. It may not be the fastest thing around in 2 years, but they'll still work fine and be fine. 2, 3, 4 years. Whatever my devices are, that's why I like laptop, anything. I like it to be that way. Phone. So if you're getting a chipset that's like mid-range already, so I was pretty worried. And like I said, I could feel just scrolling around and stuff that the S5e was struggling a little. A lot of people will tell you it's fine for like web surfing, but I felt like it was a little underpowered. And another thing that was really eye-opener is, to me at that time, I also had one of the new iPads, the 10.2s. I set them right next to each other because a lot of reviews say, hey, if you're just doing web surfing, this S5e is great. If you're going to do work, then it's probably you want to step up to something more powerful or whatever. So I thought, yeah, that's probably true, and all I'm going to do really is web surf. So I set up a little test where I set it right next to the iPad, and I hit just a website forum link, a message board, a video game message board, and I set them right next to each other, and tried to hit the links on like the iPad and the Tab S5e at the same time. And what I discovered was that the Tab S5e was noticeably slower. Like you could definitely see a difference. Like it definitely took it longer to load every link. So that kind of bothered me, and I was like, so it really is slower just for web surfing. The one thing that all these reviews told me it was good for, So I decided in the end that I really had to get the S6. So I waited, and the S6 came on sale for like the double tap to wait feature. The S6 came on sale for like $550 at some point. So I was able to stack a bunch of discounts and stuff. I think I got like a student discount or something. Even though I don't go to school, there's ways to get it without going to school. Let's see. I don't remember what all, but I ended up paying like $200 more. I think it was. Yeah, so I ended up trading in the S5e that I just had for like a month for the S6, and also it cost like $200. So total, you could say I have probably like $450 in this, but that's over a long period of time because I had kept the S4 for like 3, 4, 5 months, I think. So it's kind of not the same as $450 all at once, but overall it was like $450 expended for this device, which isn't bad. Here's another thing. Now, Samsung just came out with the Galaxy Tab S7, the hot new thing. But the prices on that are $650 for the S7, which doesn't even have an OLED screen. And if the S7 Plus, which is the nice one, it's $850. I mean, you're going to pay. Yeah, this is $650. And I think this is a great deal. This is the S6. I saw, as of like yesterday, literally, this was on sale on Amazon's website, free and clear for $529. From Amazon, not from a third-party seller. So to me, that's great deals when you're looking at like the S7 is. I know it's normally $650 on Samsung's website, but it frequently goes on sale for $550. At $550 or $529, those kind of prices, I think this is a great deal compared to like one of these expensive S7s. And as far as the tablet, what can I say about it? I love it. It's very thin. It's very light. It's running a Snapdragon 855, so it's powerful. It's got 6 gigabytes of RAM. It'll last. The screen is beautiful. It's thin. It comes with the S Pen, but I don't even know right off the hand where it's at because I'm never going to use I never use the S Pen. It's nice to know it's there, I guess, but I just don't use that. It normally would clip right in this case I have right here, but I don't know what I did with it. I didn't want it back there, I guess, so I put it in a drawer somewhere or something. Don't know what else to say about this tablet, but it's great. I do recommend this case. I think it's a Spigen. Yeah, it's a Spigen. And it was like $20 on Amazon. It got really high reviews. And I was going to get a cheapo case for like 10 or 15, but I was like, you know what? I might spend a little bit more and get the kind of a brand name. At least I've heard of Spigen. And it had like really good reviews on Amazon. So I did get it. And like I said, I think it was about $20. And see, I really like the case in that it doesn't add a lot of thickness to it. And it does provide some protection. It's not the most protective case in the world, but it does have like a raised lip to a certain extent. So it's a good kind of compromise to me of thinness and while also providing some protection. Because the one thing about this tablet that I really don't like about it is it's all glass. I mean, the back's glass, everything's glass. So if you drop this thing on any hard floor, which several surfaces in my home have hard floors, like anybody's, like the bathroom, the kitchen, several other rooms have hard laminate wood floors. Some have carpet, but so you see what I'm saying? Like, if I was to drop this thing anywhere, it's gone. From more than like 6 inches, probably. I mean, these Samsung tablets just have no reliability, no durability because they're all glass, which makes them feel nice in your hand and everything, but just don't drop it on anything hard. So that's why I got the case. Now, the case is not going to be the most perfect in the world, but at least I think it could stand up to, a modest drop now onto a hard surface. At least it's something. It also helps you grip it better, But it also keeps it slim. This case is slim, and like I said, I really like it. For the tablet, I just love it. It's very fast. It's Android, which I love. Don't know what to go. What else to say about it? Why is the calculator not firing up? There it goes. It's bright. The OLED is amazing. It's got quad firing speakers. Like I said, the power is there. There's one, and there's two on the other side. And those speakers really sound nice. It's really a tremendous media display viewing device. It's thin and light. It's powerful. And like I said, it's pretty cheap. Like, you compare it to the new S7 that's running $650, and I'm sure it won't be on sale for at least a while, because it's so new. And then the S7 Plus that's running $850, and the S7 doesn't even have the OLED screen, which to me is one of the biggest sale points of this. One of the things that really puts it over the iPad is if you put this up next to an iPad, the screen is so much prettier. Don't let anybody tell you different. The OLED is just unmatchable, Supposedly the 120 hertz displays on the iPad Pros are really nice, but I don't know if they can beat this OLED anyway. Just the sublimeness of the colors is just unreal. I even brought it over to a family gathering. I was watching a streaming a football game on it, and then we switched it, I think, to the TV, and my brother was like, man, I miss those colors, He didn't even really think nothing of it, but like the colors on this are just so rich, And I'm sure this little cell phone camera can't do it justice at all, but so yeah, I really recommend it. I really like Android and how I can customize everything. The iPads are very nice for the price, and this, normally, like, if you were to buy this, you're going to pay $550, $529. Even I ended up paying $450 for it, which was my own stupidity, kind of. But if I'd known what's best for me, I should have kept the $150 open box S4 with the tiny scratch in the middle of the screen, and it was tiny, and and just been happy with it and saved $300. But good old me. But I am happy with this because it's really a premium device, and I can be happy with it, and I can know it's going to last a long time, provided I don't break it. Which I won't break it, but just if it could take a nasty tumble and on the ground or a hard surface and break. But that's about the only way I can see. It's got 6 gigs of RAM. It's solid. The Snapdragon 855 has solid power, so I'm good there. I don't know what else to say about this except, with all the excitement over there. I recommend, like I said, one thing I've discovered about my devices is it's nice to go premium. Like, I'm kind of frugal and I'm always wanting to buy the cheap stuff. But just once in a while, I like to just buy like the expensive thing that's nice, and this really fits that bill. This is a premium, expensive device, but it's nice. And I know it's gonna last a long time. Same thing with my phone. I bought an $800 OnePlus 7 Pro, and it's nice, and I still have it 14 months later. It's great. So this is one of the few times I ever bought like a premium quote unquote device. I could have bought knowing me, I would have probably bought one of those Amazon tablets and been happy with it. Or at worst, the iPad that's $250. But this, I bought the, $500, $650 device. It's nice. And I can't really say I regret it. It's very, Very nice. There's a little choppiness to the UI. It's hard for me to tell because I have the OnePlus 7 Pro that has a 90 hertz display. So that makes everything perceived to be smoother when you're scrolling and stuff. So when I go to other devices that don't have a high refresh rate now display, it's hard for me to say what's like kind of UI slowness and what's just like I'm not used to the 60 hertz display anymore. But regardless, it's smooth, you know. I can tell it's 90 hertz display or no, it's smooth, you know. Yeah, I can tell it's got power, whereas like I said, I could tell the S5 that I had was struggling a little bit. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a wonderful tablet. It comes with the S Pen, which costs like $100 extra on Apple. As I say, I could have that for this video, but I was too lazy to dig it out of a drawer. I'll never use it really because I don't care what this. It has Samsung's Dex mode, which is really neat. In my opinion, it's just a little desktop mode. So you could use this as a laptop. I'll go ahead and do it while I'm here. Let's see where my desktop mode is. It's in settings. Where's... Oh yeah, it's a pull down. I forgot. Dex mode is really cool because it's actually just... Dang. Let me see. It's actually just in the pull down menu, right? What the heck is Dex mode? Well, now that I said that, I can't find it. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Samsung Dex right in front of me. So all you gotta do is click it and then see. Oh yeah, just turn it on. And everyone into tech will already know this thing, but basically it's just a cool. You know, my computer. This is going well. Real pro review here. No wonder I'm not as famous as Linus Tech Tips. I don't know why that could be. There, it's like a desktop mode. It's just a windowed mode, so that you can run Windows and stuff. And I think it's really cool. It's very basic, and reviews don't like it because they say it's not like fully fleshed out. But I don't care as long as it gives me a windowed mode. You know, that's like a computer. Now, the downsides are I don't recommend using a tablet as a PC or as a laptop, and I don't recommend using a laptop as a 2-in-1 tablet either. I got a whole video on that, but the basic idea is if you use a tablet as a laptop, you end up with a cramped form factor and a bad OS because you're either going to be using Android as a laptop OS or iOS as a laptop OS. And they both suck as a laptop OS, frankly. Dex is like somewhat better, you know. Or if you go the other direction and you have a 2-in-1 that's a laptop that where the screen detaches or you flip it over, you're either going to end up with a big bulky tablet with a bad tablet OS, you know, because it's going to be either Chrome, which is crap as a tablet OS, or Windows, which is crap as a tablet OS. You see what I'm getting at? So yeah, I don't recommend 2-in-1s really. It's kind of more curiosity than anything, especially you can buy a cheap Chromebook. Somebody makes a Chromebook right now, Lenovo Chromebook 3. Google it. It's $167. And the nice thing about it, it's, you know, everybody says it's got a TN display, this and that. It's kind of got a crap display. But it's $169 freaking dollars. And the good thing about it is, at least right now, the processor on it's really quite powerful for what it is. It's a Celeron 4020 or something. But whatever it is like a more significant step up than you'd think. And it's actually a pretty powerful CPU. It's not like a Celeron N3060 or something. A CPU is everything, in my opinion. It's significantly more powerful, and it's $169. And even the screen, people said, reviews have said, it's a TN display, but for a TN display, it's got good colors, it's bright, you know. So, I mean, like I said, you can buy a decent Chromebook with decent power for $169. Like, you know what I mean? I would do that before I'd go. You're going to have a better experience on that $169 Chromebook than you will in using this as a laptop. Because the screen is so small and cramped. Your keyboard's going to be small and cramped, you know. The only positive, I guess, is if you travel a lot and you only want to carry one device, you know. But I think that's pretty negligible as a positive. Plus, it's nice to just have two screens. And plus, the really good 2-in-1s cost like $1,000. They're like the Surface or this with a keyboard is gonna be pushing 1,000 because the keyboard is like 150, 200. The iPad with the Pros like $1,000. The good 2-in-1s are like 1,000 anyway. The exception would be the Lenovo Duet, which is real cheap, but it's also not too powerful. But that would be the exception. But usually, like I said, I would rather get like a cheap Chromebook for 200 to 400, and then an iPad would be for 250, and you're gonna come out less than like a Surface. And you've got now two devices. Both are gonna be better at what they do than the Surface is. Well, the laptop might not be, but or the Chromebook, but yeah, I think you're just much happier that way. Yeah, that's what I'd recommend. So yeah, but let's go back to the tablet. That's the DeX mode. It's really cool. And to get out of it, I think you press right here if I remember. Yeah, you just press exit DeX. So I do like that you have this. Why didn't it exit DeX? Let's give me a pop-up. Yes. I do really like DeX mode in theory. I don't think I would ever actually use it. The only way I can think of using it is if I was like going on a trip and I just wanted to throw this in with me. But I'd throw my Chromebook in too. There's very few instances where I would just have the tablet. So anyways, that's something to think about. But yeah, I really like this device. The colors are fantastic. The power is fantastic. And I think it's a great value right now with the Tab S7 getting all the attention right now. You can pick this up at least like yesterday. Literally, it was $529 out the door on Amazon. I think that's a great deal. I don't know if it's still available. Usually deals like that sell out pretty quick. And so if there's $549 somewhere else, I think like Best Buy or somewhere. So yeah, I really like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6. Really nice device.